Hello, I'm Chris Sanford and this is my Bug Bond kit. Now for those that aren't familiar with this product, Bug Bond is a multi-purpose UV cure resin. In other words, when you put it on you can cure it with the little torch in about 10 seconds. Fantastic stuff. I should add at this point that I have no financial interest in the company and they're not paying me to do this. It's just that I know David Edwards, who developed this product in 2009, and we tie at shows together. We've tied in New York, in Amsterdam, in Burton-on-Trent. We don't care. He's asked me to show you some of the flies that I've developed for the chalk streams and the still waters of southern England. When we do these shows, he ties these wonderful saltwater patterns. Aren't they great? And I tie all my stuff, which is much smaller, of course, and I use Bug Bond in a completely different way. So, to begin, first fly is my bullet. There it is. When I first tied this, I used to seal the head of it with varnish. But then I found Bug Bond and I found it did a much better job. It seals the head, the thread, and it still has that slightly bungy feeling. And it extends the life of the fly by about, well, I'd say 3 or 4 fish at least. So there it is, Bug Bond on the bullet. The next fly of mine is the No Hackle Mayfly. Okay, there it is, the No Hackle Mayfly. As you see, the wings are very delicate and they're quite tricky to tie, but once you've mastered it, the best thing to do to strengthen those wings is to use some Bug Bond light. You put a little bit on your fingers and then you wipe it up the wings, wipe it up the front, zap it with the old torch for 10 seconds, and they're much stronger and the fly is much more resilient. The third fly is this little chap who helped us win the one fly competition on the River Test. My team partners were Bob James and Chris Tarrant, and when one of the guides was looking in my fly box for the 3 flies we were going to use, 3 of these, he looked at them and he said, "Oh, they look ducking Fedley." So I said, "Thank you for naming the fly." That's what it's been known as ever since, the ducking Fedley. I'll let you work it out, just shift a couple of letters. As I say, it managed to win the one fly for us. One of us lost his example up a tree. I won't say who, Chris Tarrant, but we still managed to win. It's a very simple fly to tie. You put a tungsten bead, a body of black thread, a little flash there across the top, seal it all with red wire, a little flashy butt of marabou in bright orange, and then what I did was I sealed the whole thing with Bug Bond, and so it was very resilient, lasted all day with hardly a scratch. So I was very, very pleased with that indeed. The ducking Fedley. There we are. Next one is the V-wing emerger. There it is, the V-wing emerger. As you see, it's got a very slim body, and what I do is I make the bodies first out of thread. There they are. I seal them with Bug Bond and then I tie the fly. This is a fly for rough water. It lands, the body pierces the surface film very quickly, and those wings hold it up there. And it's a great little fly, especially in rough water. Finally, very pleased with this fly, my under hackle mayfly. Now I say under hackle because the hackle is tied between the body and the hook and not around the post for the technically minded. I found that it worked very, very well, this fly, but it was floating like that, sort of at that angle. So I put a little blob of Bug Bond just underneath there, and that righted the fly and meant it floated with its tail up in the air like the natural. There is a lot more information, of course, on the website, which is, if I can remember it, www.bugbond.moonfruit.com. Don't ask. And of course on the Vineyard website. Vineyard have been selling products to fly tyres since God was a boy, and I'm very glad they've taken on Bug Bond because I think it's a wonderful product, as you've gathered. So that's about it. All I can say is tight lines, tight threads, and catch a big one. I'll see you next time.